Hello there, you lovely lot. I hope you have had the most magical week. This is Second Chance Sunday, your second chance to see some of the biggest deals, some of the most popular launches of the last week. We will also be crowning the winner of the creation of the week as well in this hour. There's absolutely loads in this show. It's jam-packed. It's going to be a really fun couple of hours to wrap up your week in style. I am not here on my own. She is back, my partner in crime for this Sunday. Lily is here. How are you, Lily?
Very well, thank you. Very excited to be here for the final show of the week, and we've got an absolute cracker lined up. So sit back, get a cup of tea or coffee, and just enjoy all the lovely crafty goodies we've got to show you tonight.
Absolutely do. Talking of crafty goodies, there is more than you can shake a pokey tool at, I'll be honest with you. Let's dive straight in and have a look. This one here is the Layering Delicate Panel Die Collection. 4 die sets in here, and you get the Nina cardstock as well. 43.85, 54.50 if you want to go for that. We've also got Interlace on the show as well. These are great. They're like a kind of nesting die, but really super fancy. $70.99 or $80.99 if you want to get your hands on those ones. We then have some gorgeous everyday creator cards for you, or the danglers as I like to call them. These are $93.69 or $110.70 if you want to get your hands on those. We also have the Centerpiece Creator Card dies as well. These are beautiful. These come sort of almost like a panel that cuts out, but what you can do, of course, is use multiples of these, snip into them. Lots of craftability here. $47.95, $62.16 to get a hold of those. The next one, we've got the Vintage Diary. It's a cartload special. Limited edition cartload special. You save $67.89 or $89.41. Shut the front door, shut the back door, put the bins out, twiddle the blinds. That's amazing. $23.19, $28.79 if you're a platinum member there. We've also got the pop-outs available as well. Again, I mean, the savings are redonkadonk on these. Save $42.22 or $48.59 if you want to get your hands on those ones. We've also got the everyday words available for you as well. These are beautiful. You've got the Solar Gold cardstock in there and a really lovely saving as well. We're going to come back. We're going to look at the Enchanted Dreams collection. I'm going to show you the full collection. I'm going to show you the original collection first, and then the new bits. It's all available as one collection. You can see it there on your screen. It's a Sarah Signature collection, $138.23 or $180.08, saving you £35 or $45. Let me run through exactly what you're getting included then. So you're going to get some flower forming dies in here. You get 2. You get the Beautiful Blossom, which is this one here, and you will also get the Bewitching Bloom as well. You've then got Fluttering Fantasy, which is your little schmetterlings in there, and also your dragonflies, which is awesome. We then move into some stencils. These are always so handy for adding texture to a whole host of different projects. That's your Mystical Damask. You've also got in here, that way around, Joe, you've also got the decorative script. You think, oh, that stencil's a bit boring. This one here is your Whimsical Woodland 3D embossing folder. You've then got some dies as well. This is your Mystical Unicorn. You've also got your Up and Away. Then we have the Enchanted Fairy. This one here I love. You guys have loved this one as well. It's the Decorative Unicorn. Then we also have some stamps for you. So you've got your textures here. Then moving into your sentiments, you've got Magical Sentiments. These next two dies are incredible. So your spellbinding borders. The thing about this is it's all broken down into 5 separate parts. So you can really customize how that looks and change the effect it gives your projects. And you've got the mystical frames. So they are what were essentially the original collections, which is fantastic. But then what we've also got in here as well, all part of the big deal. So you will get the paper pads included as well. So let me take you through the paper pads. So 2 different paper pads for you. You've got 6x6 and a 12x12, and the paper pads on this are just beautiful. What I love about this collection is it's all the best bits of craft. So we've got florals, all these lovely deep purple tones. There's unicorns in here as well, rainbows, all the things you love, butterflies, dragonflies, all encapsulated within this collection, which is fantastic. So you get that in the 12x12 and the 6x6. You will also get the flower forming foam, but very special, brand new. Chunky glitter. Oh, it looks, I've got to get it out of the box, Lily, because it looks incredible. Let's open this up. Oh, look at this. Oh, come on, we're going in. Look at this. Oh, look at it. It's like It's like unicorn poop, isn't it? I love it. I want to sneeze and it was like, and it'd just be a cloud of this. Anyway, so you get that included. And then what you get is this, you get the Gilding Flake kit as well. So you've got the adhesive, the Gilding Flakes and the little sponge buffer as well that's in there. Those two items, brand new this week. £110.58 or £144.06 if you would like to get your hands on all of that. Now, if you want the chunky glitter, the Gilding Flakes, and also the two paper pads, which are these ones here, and also the flower forming foam as well, isn't it? That selection, that is those two, not that one. Let's get rid of that one. So it is the two brand new items and the 6x6 and the 12x12. If you want to get those, because when we launched the original signature collection, we didn't have these two items in there. So these have just come in. So if you want to complete your collection and stock up on the extra pads, absolutely you can do that. The whole entirety of everything I've shown you is available individually as well, should you want to get your hands on it that way. Lily, this has been so incredibly popular, this collection. Do you agree? It's like all of like the things we love the most about crafting and all of our collections sort of condensed into one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a crafting dream, like the name suggests. Everything we love in the world of craft, we've brought them all together in this absolutely stunning collection. And as if it wasn't good enough already at launch, we've made it even better with our fantastic Gilding Flakes kit and the chunky glitter. It's absolutely stunning. You've got to get this one in your crafty stash. It's just beautiful.
Absolutely. Get a couple of extra of those glitters if you can get your hands on them as well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Would be my advice. Shall we see who's tuning in saying hello this evening? We have got Carletta saying hi. CJ's Paper Craft says hello. Excited to see the show. Georgie Ann's in Clearwater. Cheryl's in North Carolina. Kurin is in from Washington. Shadiah says welcome back. Princess Lily and Prince Joe. How lovely is that? Joanne's in from Iowa. Also Kurin says she loves the vintage diary. And Linny says if you don't have this collection talking about Enchanted Dreams, you have to buy it. It's so versatile. I use all the elements in loads of different projects. It really is versatile, no matter what style of projects it is that you enjoy making. Any questions you've got about anything in the show, you can get in touch in all the normal ways. Crafters TV on Facebook or Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. But where would you like to start, Lily?
Should we have a little look at the Enchanted Dreams collection?
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to dive straight in because this is absolutely beautiful. We're going to go with what is possibly my favourite die set in the collection, but then I'll look at another die set and that'll be my favourite, so I can't really say that, but it's my favourite at this precise second in time. I think it's one of those where whatever set you're working with at that particular moment is your favourite, but the collection is just stunning.
You can have lots
get
of favourites, you're allowed.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. It's a relief. So we're starting off with the Mystical Frames die set. Now this is brilliant. Yes, it's going to work fabulously with the whole collection, with all your papers and your stamps and other dies in the collection, but it's going to work well in your everyday crafting. These can just be used as fantastic nesting dies. You can be using them to create your card blanks using this outer frame. You can be using the lacy frames to frame anything that you're crafting with, any stamped images, any other dies. Perhaps you're using it with your flower forming foam, the flowers that you've made. This is going to be a perfect base to put your handmade flowers on. But we're going to start with the largest of the decorative frames. And I just want to show you how absolutely beautifully this cuts. So I've taken some of our lovely Centaura Pearl cardstock. Now I love my Centaura Pearl and it's going to be perfect for use with this collection. It's going to give it that magical sort of mystical, well not glittery, but pearlescent sheen. It's going to work so well with all your Gilding Flakes and your chunky glitter as well.
Oh, chunky glitter.
Chunky.
We can't say it any other way now.
No, we can't. I can hear Debbie Robinson in my ear.
Chunky,
yeah, chunky. So we've popped this through. I was using my large Gemini, but it will fit through with your junior plates. So if you've only got a small A5 die cutting machine like your junior, you don't need to worry at all. You can still use this fabulous die set. Even though it is a little bit of a whopper, I will be honest, it's going to take centre stage on some of your larger cards, which is just brilliant because it takes a lot of the work out of card making. So see how beautifully that cut first time through the die cutting machine.
Isn't it?
It filled the whole plate, but it's still cut beautifully, which is fabulous. But we're going to enhance this even further. So I'm taking just a piece of scrap paper And I'm going to bring out these gorgeous gilding flakes that we've got in the collection. So not only are you getting the gilding flakes, but you're also getting the glue and the sponge. So it's a proper kit. We're not just giving you the gilding flakes and then you're having to source your own adhesives.
They really go a long way, don't they, these gilding flakes?
Gosh, yes. So what I definitely recommend is they come in a lovely little pot, which is beautifully branded with the Sarah signature logo on there. But what I do is I decant mine into a larger tub, and what you'll find is that they actually expand. So you get even more than you sort of thought to start with. And all I'm doing is I've added a little bit of that adhesive from the bottle onto my sponge, which of course comes in the collection as well. And I'm just stippling on, just sponging a little bit of the glue to the edges of this frame. Just really quick and easily. I'm not being too precise at all. I'm not worrying about getting it all over. I don't want a particularly even coverage. I just want a little bit of the gilding flakes onto there. So be careful when you take the lid off. If you've got aircon, definitely turn it off. We were laughing about this yesterday on the show. If you've got any pets, just shut them out for a few moments because otherwise they're going to get a little bit covered. But it's all good stuff. It's lovely stuff, is your gilding flakes. And it's this sort of lovely goldy type tone, which
it's almost
is
like gold leaf, isn't it? It's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, really. It's like you're doing your own gold leaf, which is absolutely fabulous. And it's really easy to do. Just take some of your flakes and rub them around and get them on the glue that you've applied to there. And then get a sponge. So I use a different sponge to what's actually included in the collection. I tend to use a slightly coarser sponge to actually burnish down your gilding flakes, and just to rub them onto there and just to smooth that surface over and get them to stick onto the adhesive that you've got onto there. Of course, you could be adding more adhesive to get even more gilding flakes onto there if you wish. So adding a little bit more of the glue onto there just to add even more shine and gilding flakes onto there. It's going to give us that really luxurious finish. It's going to give us that magical finish, which is absolutely what this collection is all about. It's all about those magical makes that we're going to do for those special people in our lives. And we can continue adding the gilding flakes until we've built up enough to give that little touch of gold onto there, just like so. So it's really easy just to add a little bit of your gilding flakes onto there. Then all the rest that you've not used can just go back in your pot, just like so. So you're not wasting any whatsoever, which is absolutely brilliant. So they're going to go such a long way. We only added a little bit to the frame. You could be adding a lot more if you'd prefer at home, but we're only using a tiny bit, so most of it is going back in the pot. So you're going to get lots and lots out of this collection of gilding flakes, which is fabulous. So I'm going to pop the lid back onto there before we have any catastrophes with that going absolutely everywhere. Yes, that's definitely quite likely to happen. And then what we're going to do is we've taken one of the gorgeous paper pad images, and we've actually die cut this out using the largest die within the collection. So you can be using your 12 by 12 paper pads, yes, to create your backgrounds, but you can be sort of cutting into it and using it almost like toppers. So it's going to go such a long way when you are working with your fabulous paper pad. Don't just think about your backgrounds, think about all your other ways in which you can use your lovely 12 by 12 paper pad. Our 12 by 12 is sort of like a larger size of our paper pad, and our 6 by 6 is like a slightly shrunk down version. So it's perfect whether you prefer doing larger projects, smaller projects, home decor, little gift tags. It doesn't matter. You've got something that's going to cover any sort of crafting really, which is absolutely brilliant. So there's something for everyone for sure in this collection. So I'm using my fine tip glue applicator just with a little bit of my Collal tacky glue inside. As it's such a lovely, delicate, detailed frame, we need to have our fine tip glue applicator just to get the glue onto all of that fine detail, just like so. And then we're going to add our frame over the top of this piece that we die cut from the paper pad. And that's just going to add that little bit of lace, that detail, that little bit of gilding. It's just a little bit onto there, but it just lifts it. You would tell if you'd notice if it wasn't there, for sure, it would look nowhere near as special. Now what we've done is we've taken another piece from the paper pad, and it almost looks like this is being gilded. It's almost like faux gilding. So you've got the sort of faux gilding in your paper pad, and then you can be further enhancing that with your real gilding.
It's just lovely to be able to tie the whole thing together, isn't it?
Absolutely. Everything works so well together, doesn't it? It's such a well put together collection, which just makes crafting so easy. We're not having to think about it too much. We know that everything's going to match. And I'm just using one of my water reactive inks. This is crushed velvet, just to edge the edges of that panel there, just to draw the eye into the centre. And then I'm taking my tape runner, and I'm going to add, I thought it was out then, I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive just to the back of this, and then we're going to mat and layer this onto a slightly paler piece of purple, just to bring out that design that little bit more. So nice and quick and easy using our fabulous tape runners, and just a really thin border of purple onto there. It's just going to tie everything together really nicely. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to start popping our box together. So we'll talk about making cards and all sorts of other different lovely things we can make with this collection, home decor, gift tags, but we can also make our boxes. So perfect to create perhaps a matching card and a matching gift box for any of your gifts. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. So am I out of tape? Ooh.
Lots of people loving this collection. Cases I can picture all my fingers being gilded. I think you'll be alright, as long as you use a sponge, you'll be fine. Pammy says, don't sneeze or cough or breathe too hard. No, absolutely not. Not while the lid's off. I love how the unicorn was cut out in frames, says Patty. Mary, Rhino, I just love this die, so pretty. Kay saying, and Adriana both saying how awesome those frames, sort of nesting dies, are. They are like the best of both, aren't they? They're like a gorgeous detailed frame, but also the ability to customise them so you can get the same sort of effect as a nested die.
Absolutely. It's like a special nesting die, if you like. It's like a nesting die level up, if you want to call it something like that. So there we've got the base of our box, just like so, and then we've done exactly the same for the lid. So we've scored this on our Ultimate Pro that we've got on the show, so your lid will be slightly bigger, just so that it's going to fit onto the base. If they were exactly the same size, then they wouldn't really fit together quite right, so you need the lid a little bit larger. But we've got the built-in box making technology on our Ultimate Pro, so we don't need to worry about working out the measurements. We just know that we score one on the box base and one on the box lid, and we're good to go. So that's the top of our box decorated. We've got some more panels that we have cut out from our lovely 12 by 12 inch paper pad, and we know that everything's going to match perfectly because it's all from that same collection. It's all from the same paper pad. Everything harmonises so beautifully. All the colours work together absolutely stunningly beautifully, and it just makes crafting, as the name suggests, an absolute dream. It's just so much fun to create with this collection. So we're adding our side panels onto here. Again, we've added that same little thin border of the pale purple, a nice lilac-y colour, which just finishes it off and brings everything together really beautifully. So the final one we're going to stick on, and I'm using my tape runner for speed, but I know this is going to give us a really strong bond, which is what we want for a box. We don't want it to be sort of fragile and delicate, as it is going to be handled a fair bit, so we want it to be nice and strong. So that's the top of my box.
Any tips for lining those panels up when using a tape pen, Lily? I struggle, I must say, when I've used a tape pen to get them, stop them being wonky.
What you can do is you can add your tape pen to the back and then add a little bit of wet glue, like your tacky glue, to the back, and then you've got a little bit of wiggle room.
Okay.
That is an option that you can definitely go for. But if you are not so confident with your lining up, your all-purpose is definitely the one to go for, as you've got a bit more wiggle room there. But that, yeah. I know a lot of people do struggle with their lining up, and that's a way you can sort of give yourself a bit more time. So we are adding that frame to the very middle of the box, just like so. Just adding that flat on there. You could raise it up. What I do tend to do is I'll decorate my lid first before I actually build it into a box. Decorating it when it's flat just makes it an awful lot easier to actually to work with. Having said that, I do sometimes put my embellishments on last, after it's built, just because if we've got big bulky embellishments on there, then sometimes it can be a little bit more difficult to actually put the box together. So I'll put all my panels on first, like I have now, then I'll build the box. So I'm just adding a little bit of the tape runner to the tabs that we've got on the box to build the box, and then finally we're going to add in some of the gorgeous flowers just to embellish it and really finish off this really quite special box. But you've seen how easy this collection comes together, and that's the beauty when everything works together so beautifully. You can make your boxes really, really quickly and simply. So that looks really pretty, but let's take it one step further and really, really embellish this design. So within the collection, we've also got some flower forming elements. I don't know if any of you guys joined us earlier, but we had a whale of a time on our masterclass with flower forming this afternoon.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Make sure you go and check that out. Go back and watch that again if you missed it.
Yeah.
Some beautiful creations Lily made in that show.
It was absolutely fabulous, and it was so great to share all little hints and tips when it comes to flower forming with you guys at home. But we're going to give you a little bit of a taster of that now, because we do have the flower forming elements within the whole collection. So we've got our foam, and we've also got some dies and our stamens, which are perfect for our flower forming. And I've taken the beautiful Blossom die set, which is absolutely stunning. And I've die cut a few of these flowers out of the foam, and it's the same foam that we get in the collection, so you don't need to worry about sourcing your foam from anywhere else. And I'm literally just holding that against my iron. So this is an iron on a medium high heat, just a normal iron. It's not any sort of fancy craft iron. You can use a craft iron, of course, if you do have one at home, but if you've only got an ordinary iron, this is still going to work beautifully. And all we do is hold that against the iron until it sort of starts to curl up a little bit and shape, and then we add a little bit of extra shape using our ball tools. And when we've heated it, it just means that it's easier to add the shape onto our foam. It means that the foam is less likely to tear. If you try and shape these from cold without heating them, you'll find that it's more likely to get little rips and tears in your foam, which is all right. It gives us a natural look, but if we want to keep everything intact and make our lives a lot easier, definitely do get yourself a little iron out.
Very, very busy, Lily, across both collections here for the larger collection, but also a lot of people are choosing to come in and get that smaller collection where you're going to get 2 of the paper pads. You're also going to receive in there, so you get you get the 12 by 12, 6 by 6, you get the Gilding Flakes and the chunky glitter in there. A lot of you choosing to come in and complete your collection. 2716, 3744 if you want to go for that on its own.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous. That glitter, definitely we're playing with the glitter later, don't you guys worry. It's going to be going on everything. That glitter is absolutely stunning. It's perfect for your shaker cards, perfect for embellishing all your flowers. You can be adding it to your foam flowers, of course. So much you can do with that glitter. It's just absolutely stunning. But we're building up our flower really quite easily. So how many layers do we have? About 5, I think. So you can be really going to town and using even more layers of your foam flowers if you like. It's so easy to die cut. We can cut up to about 8 to 10 layers at a time. So you can be cutting your layers quite quickly and building up these flowers fairly quickly. So it's not a slow process at all, but it gives you really, really quite impressive effects, as hopefully you're seeing here. They're coming together so easily, but everything is within the collection. We've even got the stamens that we're going to bring in a minute. So if you are new to your flower forming, perhaps you've never dipped your toe in the water before and you want to go for this collection and you want to have a go at forming your own flowers from your foam, then this is going to be absolutely perfect. So we've got everything you need to get started. Just get yourself a few of the tools. Your ball tools and your petal distress tool are absolutely fabulous. And then you really will be away creating all your foam flowers. But I do have to warn you.
Flower, this one. I don't think I've seen this one made up before.
It's lovely, isn't it, this one? Yeah. But I have to warn you, your flower making is a little bit addictive. That's the only thing I can say, but it's absolutely
there's
fabulous.
Definitely worse things to be addicted to,
Oh, for sure, yeah. But you'll start making a few flowers and the next thing you know, you're practically opening a florist. I know that was me last night. I sat down, I thought, right, I'll make a few extra flowers for the shows today, and next thing you know, it was 11 o'clock at night. I was covered in flowers, covered in foam, but it was great fun. I love creating my foam flowers, but as you can see, really quite easy to do. Just to finish that off and to make it a little bit more special, I'm going to take this same ink that I was working with earlier, the crushed velvet. I'm going to work with one of my little finger daubers. I find when I am colouring my foam and my flowers, it's a little bit easier to work with these finger daubers, with them being a little bit smaller and more manageable with our more delicate petals. And I'm just edging just the very, very tips of the edge of these petals, just to bring that purple in that we had on the papers, so it's the same ink that we used onto our pattern papers in the background of our box. Adding that same colour onto our flower is just going to tie everything together beautifully. And I've got a few more that I've already shaped, but I've shaped them in a completely different way, so I really cut these, so it just gives you a different effect. Exactly the same die set, but it just goes to show how you can really mix up the different effects with just one set of dies. It's all about the way you shape your flowers. It's going to give you completely different effects. So many different looks you can get just from this one die set.
It's nice having collections of the same colour flowers together as well. Really nice, sort of classy touch. We've got a new viewer, a new commenter, Miriam Robinson says, hello, I'm watching. I got distracted. I was looking for a YouTube on the stained glass kit. I started looking at Crafts Companion about a month or so ago. It's addictive. Well, welcome to the club, Miriam. Lovely to have you aboard. Donna says, Lily, you're doing a great job. Patty, particularly loving how the unicorn was cut out and framed as well. It's a beautiful collection, however I think you're going to use it. And it gives you so many different options. A really nice size collection, this one, Lily, isn't it? Yeah, definitely. You've got so much in there. So you've got your stamps, you've got your dies, you've got your papers, you've got your flower forming elements. You've got so much in there to get playing with. So if you are a new crafter, it's going to be brilliant, because you've got lots of different things to try, lots of sort of crafty disciplines, if you like. Yeah, exactly. And I think the thing is about the Sarah Signature collections is that they are put together for, you know, definitely for seasoned crafters. They are a great collection of items. If you are a new crafter, the ability to have such a broad collection of goodies that all, you know, they are all perfectly colour matched together, it means you haven't got to spend all that time working out, will that die cut look good with that piece of paper? There is literally every single thing in here will play nicely together, won't it? Absolutely, and that's the joy of it. It doesn't matter whether you're a new crafter or you've been crafting for many years, it just makes our crafting easier to have everything that matches together so beautifully, and it's so hard to get it wrong. I think you'll really struggle to not make an absolutely stunning project with this collection, because all the sort of guesswork has just been taken out of it, so you can just get down and get playing. The only difficult thing is deciding what to start with first. Yeah, absolutely. When you get so much lovely crafty goodies like this home, the only thing that you'll struggle with is knowing where to start. But definitely lay it all out on the floor, have a little look at everything you've got, and just pick out your favourite elements, get stamping, get die cutting, get cutting into your papers, and then just take it from there. Just see what stunning creations you are going to come up with. So I think you're going to have so much fun playing with this. Pammy says, oh, can you ask Lily what gauge wire she uses for the stamens? Are you using wire? I'm not actually. No. So I personally find it easier. I know a lot of our craft experts do actually use their craft wire when they're threading their stamens through, but literally all I do is I poke a hole through the whole of the flower, so through every layer once I've built it up, and then I literally fold my stamens in half and just thread them through that hole that I've created using my pokey tool. So I don't even use any wire, which is fabulous because you're not even having to source any wire, so you've got everything within the collection that you're going to need. There you are. I hope that helps, Pam. Just to finish this off, we're going to add one of the sentiments, and of course we've included the sentiments in the collection. We've not left out anything at all. Like we say, you've got everything you need in there to get started. But it's not just your regular happy birthdays or have a great birthday, thank you, or anything like that. We've got things that actually match to the fabulous artwork and iconography that we've got within the collection. And I've gone for leave a little sparkle wherever you go. I've added a couple of my foam pads to the back of there, just for a little bit of lift. We've got a lot of dimension down here with our flowers, and just to balance this dimension towards this side, I'm just going to move my foam pad in a little bit, so I think I might have this hanging over the edge of the box. Beautiful. Yeah, let's go for that. I don't want to cover up the unicorn's horn. I'm going to add that onto there like so. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go. And talking of sparkle, shall we do just that? Shall we leave a little sparkle wherever we go? Yeah, I mean, we've got the Gilding Flakes on there. We can't leave the glitter out, so I'm going to get some of my tacky glue. So you don't need to use the specialist glue to stick down your glitter. You can just use your Collal tacky glue, and I'm just going to take, it's got a little bit bunged up there at the end, just going to take that off, and we're going to add a little bit of the glitter, I'm thinking, to the flowers on the unicorn, just to really bring them to life. So a little bit of tacky glue. You could of course be using your glue pens if you would prefer, if you want to be a little bit more directional in terms of where you're popping your glitter. And then we're going to unleash the beast. We're going to take off the lid. The chunky glue. Chunky. And we're talking of chunky glue. I did use my hot glue gun when I was popping my
flowers together, but you can use your chunky glue or
Look
your
at that.
tacky glue. But goodness me, is that the finishing touch or what?
Isn't it beautiful?
That's just finishes off our project absolutely beautifully. And that's how easily you can create a box using some of the elements from your gorgeous Sarah Signature Enchanted Dreams collection.
Really, really beautiful. It's a wonderful collection. I'll take you back through the whole collection again, and I'll give you the details of the smaller, newer items in just a moment. So your flower forming dies, you've got your beautiful blossom, your bewitching bloom in here. You've also then got as well your fluttering fantasy. We then move into the stencils that are in this kit for you. So you've got the abstract splash, you've also got the mystical damask and the decorative script. Embossing folders in here for you too. This one is your whimsical woodland. Then you've got stamps and dies. So you've got the mystical unicorn. You've also got this one here, which is your up, up and away. This imagery of this sort of hydrangea, what did you want to call it earlier?
Bottle.
This hydrangea hot water bottle.
Yes,
hot
it's a
air
very
balloon.
elegant hot water bottle.
It really is. That is carried through into the paper pads. You've got the enchanted fairy in the stamps and dies, and then this unicorn here again, which you see carried quite all the way through the whole collection. The whimsical textures are these ones just here. And you've got your magical sentiments there as well, with all of your different sentiments in. We then move into these really sizable dies, really lovely edgeable die. But with this one, what I love is you've really got the ability to customize that, play around with the composition and how that goes together. This one here is your mystical frames, which you've seen Lily using, and you've got your flower forming foam in there as well. Now you will also get the following items. I'm just going to share those with you. I've got so much stuff around here tonight. So you will get the 6x6 and the 12x12 paper pads. I'll just take you through the 12x12. 6x6 one's exactly the same. It's resized down to that 6x6 sizing. I love the fact that you've got these toppers literally good to go in the back of here. Use your guillotine, cut that down. That's 4 card toppers good to go in a 6x6 size. Really beautiful. Love the fact that you've got lots of florals in here, unicorns, rainbows, butterflies, all those things that you absolutely love from your crafting. So you get both of those. You also get the chunky glitter included as well, which you've just seen Lily using, and those awesome gilding flakes. Now the chunky glitter and the gilding flakes have just launched. They are a new addition to this range. We've got a smaller, so if you want to go for that everything, $138.23, $180 8. That's quite hard to say, isn't it? If you want to, honestly, I'm very lispy today. We've also got this collection available for you. So what you'll get in here is you'll get the gilding flakes, you'll also get the chunky glitter, you'll get the 6x6 and the 12x12 in there as well. Great saving there, 20% off, $27.16, $37.44 if you want to go for that smaller collection. Right, we're going to move on. We're going to have a little look at the centerpiece dies. Now these are brilliant. You can either cut these into your card pouch and take them out as a topper, or actually cut them right into your actual card itself. The other great thing is, well, you can really layer these up and snip away at them. You could just actually, remove the trees, remove the stag's eggs altogether if you wanted to, take a few of the trees out. They've got great snippability. You've also then got in here this one's here we go. This one is the birds in here, the lovebirds that you can see. I love that you've got all that embossed detail there as well, which is fantastic. And then you've got these ones. Now these are, is that upside down? No, it's not. There's your woodland fairy. Then you've also got this one here, which is your unicorn. How fabulous does that look? That is your enchanted forest. Then you've got the roses in here as well, which are just gorgeous, the entwined roses. This one here is your beautiful butterfly meadow. Then you've got this, look at these two, how cute. Really awesome. And then finally this one here with a little cat in there as well. You got all 8 of them, $47.95, $62.16 if you want to get your hands on those ones. We also have these that was recently launched. You saw these in Monday Makers. These are fantastic. They are a really, really delicate die, these ones. I love that you've got loads of liftable elements on here as well. With the butterflies here, all of those little wings, they actually lift up. So that one there is your elegant butterflies. You've also got your entwining vines. This one here is the peacock feathers, and you will get as well the perfect peonies in there, saving you £13 or $16 here. $43.85 today, or $54.50 if you want to get your hands on those. Let me just share with you a few of the concepts that you can do with these as well, because they are definitely a die that has a lot of craftability. So whether you're doing dome front cards with things like acetate, whether you're doing regular dome front cards, these are really cool as well. The as a topper on a card, just with some foam pads, gives it loads of dimension, or of course popping them into a 10-fold card and use them as a central panel. Things like your fold back cards work excellently with these. This one's really clever, this K card that's been created here, which I think just looks beautiful, and then something like a Z fold. And finally, this one's really clever, it's like an illusion easel card, which I think is absolutely perfect. So lots and lots you're going to be able to do with these. 3508 4360 if you are a platinum member. You'll find these over on the website under the shop the show button, along with a whole host of other crafty bargains. Don't forget as well, it's the last day to shop the winter sale today. Must end tonight at midnight wherever you are. Your last opportunity to grab some bargains up to 70% off, which is amazing. Some of the soft craft items, our needlecraft items, are actually over 70%, which is amazing. Right, Lily, what would you like to share with us next?
A little look at the layering delicate panel dies, do we think?
Yes.
These are absolutely stunning, and like Joe's just shown you, there's so many different concepts you can do with these. So think of all your different card shapes, all your different card folds. Think of using them in home decor. Think of using the different sets together as well. But so much you can do with these. But what we're going to work with for this demo is the perfect peonies. I love peony flowers. They are absolutely stunning. We had a little look at creating our foam ones earlier on the 3 o'clock show. But let's look at these lovely delicate dies and how we can create really quite special dome cards when we are creating. So I've taken this die, and I've got some of my pearly cardstock. I love my pearl cardstock, as I keep saying, in case you hadn't noticed already.
Is this from the rainbow one again?
Yes, it's a lovely rainbow pearl. I have to say, I'm a little bit obsessed with that pad at the moment.
It's amazing, isn't it?
The colours are so, so pretty, so vibrant, but they just go with so many different collections that you've already got, which is just brilliant. And I'm running that through my large Gemini, but just using my junior plates. It is a big die, but it will still fit through your fabulous Gemini Junior, if that's what you've got. And we're just going to take our die brush tool. I'm just going to run that over the back, just to release that from the die. And can you see, really, really quickly and easily, we've die cut that, and it die cuts absolutely beautifully, even from your thicker pearl cardstocks. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of black. So we've done exactly the same. We've run it through in the black card as well as in the pink. And what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to add a little drop shadow just to really, really make this stand out when we add it to our card base. I love adding a drop shadow. It does just really elevate some of the elements on your card, and it's so, so easy to do. You just need the 2 pieces. You need to cut your element, whatever you're going to be drop shadowing, just cut it twice. I tend to put the darker colour underneath, but there's no hard and fast rules at all. Drop shadowing in your golds, your silvers, any of your pearls looks fabulous as well. You can be doing it with any colours that you're working with, but it really does just lift it from the background of your card. So again, I'm going around with my fine tip glue applicator that's got some of our Collal tacky glue inside it, just so I can get into all this fine detail, because as the name suggests, these are definitely delicate dies, which is absolutely fabulous, because they're going to give us such a pretty and
that's really
lovely
subtle
effect.
drop shadow. Makes such a huge difference, doesn't it?
It's literally just a few mils, so I tend to put my lower layer slightly down and slightly towards the left, but you can do it the other way around. I just find, to my eyes, that works a little bit better. Just a few mils exposed, and it makes such a difference. You'd definitely notice if it wasn't there. It's one of those sort of things, isn't it? So we're going to then start building up our card. So I've got a piece of black cardstock, and all I've done is I've cut the die out again, but we're actually using the negative. So I'm just going to check I've got this the right way up. Yeah, I have. And I'm going to add some acetate onto the back of here. Now the best tape when you are sticking your acetate is definitely your red liner tape. You're going to find that's going to give you a really strong bond onto there, and it's not going to peel off 10 minutes later, as what you might find when you use some glues.
You want a mantelpiece pleaser, not a mantelpiece peeler.
Oh!
You know, when you sat there and then one layer finally peels off when it dries out. There you go, new term for you, mantelpiece peeler.
Have you just made that up? Or
just made that up.
That is fabulous. Do you know what? I will be using that. I'll be having that.
You know what I mean though, because you sat there and you see it just sort of one corner starts to come away, doesn't it? And then it just sort of, that's it.
Yeah, the worst is if you're at somebody's house and it's a card you've made for them and you sort of see it happening and you're not quite sure, shall I run over and just quickly fix this or what do I do? And you're just sort of watching it happen, watching the events unfold. It's not good. So yeah, definitely go for your red liner for your acetate to avoid your mantelpiece peelers. So we've added our acetate onto the back of there like so, and then we have got a piece that we've cut that's just slightly larger. I'm going to bring in my card base first. So we've got a card base which is 5 inches by 7 inch, so a nice standard size. We've cut a piece of this lovely decorative pattern paper, and we're going to add that. I'm not having too much luck with these tape pens today. Let's go to the all-purpose. That's going to work beautifully for our flat matting and layering as well, and it's going to give us that little bit of wiggle room. So if you are not so confident when it comes to your mats and layers and getting everything lined up perfectly first time, your Collal all-purpose is definitely the one to go for. I'm going to add that onto the centre of there, just like so. Then we're going to bring in this piece. So we've cut this so it's slightly larger in width than the card base. So this is 5.5 inches. So it's half an inch bigger, and we've just cut an aperture into the middle. Don't worry, this is a little bit messy as we are going to be covering it up in just a minute. So we're going to be adding that piece over the top of there like so, and because we are sticking on the acetate again, I'm going to be using my red liner tape.
There's lots of love coming in for you, Lily, in the comments. Karen says, I think Lily rocks. I have loved all of her demos. Yolanda says, I am loving Lily's demos. Paula says, today is my first time seeing Lily on Crafters TV, and she is such a delight. I only caught the last hour of the masterclass flower forming, but we'll definitely be re-watching that along with the colouring show. Carol says, Lily, I'm really struggling to talk.
Oh dear.
I don't know what's going on. I've been having my teeth straightened, Lily, and I'm at the very end now.
It's the worst.
The lispiness and the inability to talk seems to have got worse over the 14 weeks, like not better as you'd imagine it would.
Oh dear.
I'll start that again. Where was I? Lily, everything you make is magical, says Carol as well.
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Robin says, I really appreciate how Lily explains why she does each step, like the directions of the shadow layer. I've learnt so much from her today.
Oh, thank you. I just think when you know why you're doing something, it just makes it a lot easier when it actually makes sense, rather than just knowing that it's a good idea to do something. It makes it a lot easier when you sort of know why you're doing it. So then all we're going to do is we're going to add this domed layer onto there, but I think it's going to be easier if we add this piece on first while it's sort of still flat. So because again we're sticking onto our acetate, we're going to take some of our red liner tape, and we're just going to add a few pieces of this. You don't need to completely cover it in your red liner tape, just make sure you've got enough on there that it's going to sort of hold firm. So I'm going for a few pieces in the corners, just like so. I'm cutting down my red liner tape. I'm using some nice thin red liner tape. I know we've got a range of widths on the website, and it's always good to have lots of different widths of your red liner tape because they've all got different uses. And for lots of different things. But like we were saying yesterday, the only bad thing about red liner tape is this backing is so static. I know I'll be going home tonight covered in the backing. I'll get back home, there'll be backing all over my carpet from when I was crafting last night. I'll be covered in it from today. It'll be everywhere.
Apparently you can put it on a piece of kitchen towel, someone said.
I've heard that, but quite frankly, I haven't got the time. Somebody did tell me that a few years ago, and I thought, oh, that's brilliant, I'll try that. Yeah. And I just found I was faffing about.
Never got round to it.
I just thought, do you know what? I'd rather be covered in the stuff. Once you've resigned yourself to the fact that, yes, you're covered in your red liner tape backing, it's all right. You just get used to it, I suppose. So adding that element onto there, just like so. So because we die cut that recess using exactly the same die, that's going to fit beautifully into there, just like so. And we've not got tape all over the back of there. We're just going to burnish down the tape onto there. We don't need the tape all over the backing, like we said, just enough to catch that onto there like so. And then we're going to create our dome element. So just going to start to break down the fibres of that cardstock a little bit, just by starting to bend our card. So it's going to make it a little bit easier when we come to stick this to our actual card base. And I like to start with one side at a time. So I actually added some red liner tape to that piece and stuck it on the other side, so being organised didn't help. I ended up doing it the wrong way around. It didn't matter which way around I did it, but I was planning on doing it on the other side, but hey ho.
Fred says, Joe, brush your teeth with tacky glue instead of toothpaste and it might help.
I mean, we can't endorse that, but...
We did find out earlier, didn't we, Lily, that you trained you started to be a dentist at one point.
Yes, so I did start training to be a dentist, but then I actually got offered my job in the craft industry, which has always been my dream. So I actually ended up dropping out of training to be a dentist to start my career in the craft industry, and I must say I'm so pleased that I did, because I absolutely love what I do, and to be able to share my passion with you guys on Crafters TV here today has been an absolute dream. It's been brilliant. So yeah, definitely the right decision for me. Definitely.
You'll be able to, when you write your memoirs, Lily, you'll be able to call them From Tooth Decay to Decoupage.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, this stuff writes itself, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? So it's a little groan from the gallery there, didn't you?
I'm not sure.
It took me about 30 seconds to think of that one.
Yes, that's quite good. That was all right.
Charlotte's not in a very good mood. She's not in a very good mood, is she? I don't know what's wrong with her. She's getting a bit tired now. She's getting a bit grumpy. Or it could be called, I was trying to think of one with a play on word to plaque, but I didn't come up with one.
Oh, from tooth plaque to MDF plaques.
Maybe, yeah. I'll keep working on it, Charlotte. If you're not happy, Charlotte, then I'll keep going.
Keep thinking. So what I've done is I've added my red liner tape to the back, and then I'm peeling off that naughty backing that'll be covered everywhere. And because I want to line this up perfectly, I'm just adding a little bit of tacky glue just to give us that little bit of wiggle room.
Our social media superstar, Lily, just said in our little group chat, I can hear Charlotte's eye roll from here. Rachel, our social media superstar, I can hear Charlotte's eye roll.
So by adding that tacky glue, it gives us that little bit of time to actually line this up. So don't forget, this top piece was about ½ an inch wider than the actual card base, and that's going to give us that domed effect onto that. And I'm just holding that down until it grabs nice and firmly onto there, and that gives us our really interesting, a little bit different dome front to our card. And just to finish that off, we're going to add on a sentiment and I think this little banner. I think we'll pop the banner on first, so I'm going to go in with some foam pads just to lift this off the card base a little bit.
I've thought of another one for you, Lily.
Oh, good grief,
From flossing to fabulous.
I don't see the link to craft.
Fabulous?
Well, yeah, craft is fabulous, but
tough crowd.
It needs to be a little bit more obvious.
Charlotte went.
Anybody out there?
Said? She went, that's awful.
Oh, I didn't think it was that bad, but you know, it wasn't wonderful.
I'll keep thinking.
Yeah.
From root canal to rainbows.
Yep.
Like that one?
That's all right. We'll go for that.
Yeah, all right, brilliant.
Definitely.
That's our winner so far.
We'll take that. Yeah. So we're finishing this off with this lovely little banner and a sentiment onto there, and I think we've got to add a little bit of bling onto there. Why not? You can always add a little bit of bling and sparkle to your project. So we're going to add a few little self-adhesive gems. Could be adding pearls, of course. I've got pearls and plaque on the mind now. Your fault, Joe. These are definitely gems, lovely silver gems, and this is going to balance our detail that we've got on the top left with our sentiment and our banners, and it's going to bring a little bit of detail down onto the bottom right, just for that balance on our card. You can see it was really quite easy to create quite a different dome style card using your layering delicate panel dies, and of course you could be doing that with any of the dies within that collection. It doesn't just have to be the fabulous peonies.
Fred's got one for you. Beautiful, beautiful creation, Lily. I must say, as all of them have been today. Lily creates plaques now instead of cleaning them. There you go.
Love it. Brilliant. That's a proper one, that. Love it.
Right, let me just recap for you exactly what you're getting in here. So you're going to receive the elegant butterflies, which are these ones just here. You've also then got as well your entwining vines. You've got the peacock feathers, and you've also got the perfect peonies in there as well. $43.85 or $54.50 is your price on those. Right, I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets. This is very busy, of course, on the website. Once you do that, here's all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. will also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us, you give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Right, very, very busy. We had Craft Me Crazy. I love that name. I'm guessing that's not your birth name. Said from dentist to thank you, Charlotte. Said from dentist to designer.
Oh, I like that.
I liked a lot.
That's fun.
But we've got a winner.
Go on.
I mean, all take a bow for Sue Maguire from flossing to embossing.
That's it. That's amazing. That is fabulous.
That is
Love
very, very
that.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Love that. Deborah loves that last card as well that you just created. Let's move on. We're going to look at Interlace now. Interlace, a sort of new strand, if you like, to our die cutting range. It's slightly deeper die. So as you cut multiple layers, get a bit more depth and texture to those die cuts. You've got different designs within here. They are nesting dies essentially, but they are very, very detailed. You've got floral lattice, resplendent rondure. This one is a fancy filigree. You've also got the floral fretwork, the entwined hearts, and you'll receive the decadent hearts as well. Now, are these the ones that you snuck in cheekily a little bit earlier?
Might very well have been, yeah. I have to say I'm a little bit obsessed with these dies. They are absolutely stunning. Love them.
Really, they're really awesome set. $70.99 or $80.99 if you want to get your hands on them. Of course, all getting some sort of club inspired discount. Platinum members, you're looking at $56.79 or $64.79 is your price to get your hands on these ones. Which one? I mean, how have you narrowed it down? Which ones to demonstrate, Lily? Because they're all so beautiful.
Honestly, it was so hard. I was sat there last night in my craft room. I had them all laid out all around me, and I was like, I'll use that one. And then I looked at another one. I thought, no, I'll use that one. And I was like, I'm so spoilt for choice. But it's brilliant that you've got choices. You've got so much to play with. But what I've chosen for this particular demo is the floral fretwork. So you've got a range of different sort of shapes within the collection. So if you favour more rectangular cards, this is going to be great for you. But we've also got more square die sets in the collection, so there's something for all your different card shapes. But we can actually use these to create our own card bases, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. So I'm taking the largest die, this outer die, within the set. So you get a lovely mix of really lacy, filigree dies within there, and then your solid shapes as well, which are going to be perfect for your mats and layers for your lovely decorative lacy elements. So what I've done is I've taken some lovely silver glitter card. So we've got this on the show today, this lovely pale silver glitter card. And I've folded this in half, but I've folded it so the glitter's actually on the inside. And all I'm doing is I'm going to take this die and I'm just going to hang it over the edge. So can you see the top edge just juts over that fold? The fold of the cardstock is here and it just juts over the edge of the cardstock there, just because we don't want to fully cut this image out. If we didn't have that piece, then all we'd do is we'd end up cutting two of these out, and that's not what we want, because we want to create a card base. So I'm running that through. Once again, our Gemini Junior plates in our big Gemini machine, and running that through our die cutting machine just like so, and cutting through. That's 2 layers of our glitter card, so it's not any old thin cardstock, it's our glitter card, gorgeous quality glitter card. We just need to tease that out a little bit. Because we've got the 2 layers there, they sort of compress a little bit, so it does just take a little bit of sort of peeling that away, very much like when we were using our foam earlier and the layers sort of compressed, but it's cut beautifully.
Oh, beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Something really classy about silver glitter card, isn't there?
Oh, I absolutely love it. And you can pair it with so many different colours as well. But what we're doing is we're going to fold in half that top area there. I would probably use a bone folder at home, but I'm just using the end of my scissors, just a bit of speed crafting. And that gives us our start of our easel card, because what we're going to be doing is creating an easel card. So all I've done is I'm going to pop that to one side, is I've taken this die again and I've cut out one whole solid shape. So we've literally just run that through our piece of cardstock, through our die cutting machine, just the one layer, no hanging the die over the edge or anything like that with this particular one, just cutting out the one solid shape like so. And that's going to complete our easel card. So we're going to add glue to the folded piece, just this lower section. I find it a lot easier to actually add the adhesive onto the folded piece rather than onto this separate piece. You can try and sort of guess where you need your glue, but it's a lot easier to add it onto your actual card base, because then you know exactly where you can pop your glue and you're not going to end up adding too much glue onto there, which is not what we want. I'm using my tape runner, but you can be using your tacky glues, your red liner tapes. You do want something that's fairly strong, as this is actually our card base itself, so we need a nice strong bond onto there, and we're just going to stick that onto there just like so, and that's just going to stick that lower section like so. We've got no adhesive on that top area, so we're going to stick the bottom half of our card, and that's the start of our easel card. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start building up the layers. So we're going to start with this top area. So I've taken that gorgeous, really detailed, it's the largest of sort of the filigree designs within this collection, and all I've done is I've run it through some white cardstock. Really easy. Run that through your Gemini Junior, it'll fit through perfectly, and then a little bit of ink just to the edges, this lovely pinky tone. It's just going to draw the eye into the centre, and it's just going to give that extra little bit of detail. Now for that lift, just to cast a little bit of a drop shadow underneath this lovely lacy design, and to really bring that lacy design out and make that pop off of our silver layer, I'm just adding some of my foam pads. If you haven't noticed, I absolutely love my foam pads. That dimension gives your cards such
never seem to struggle
special
with the backing
touch.
either, Lily.
I think it's experience.
Is it?
I think, yeah, I've been, can you imagine how many backings I must have peeled off? Foam pads, that would be a scary number. Yeah, literally.
When did you start crafting? How did it begin for you?
Well, I've always been into sort of creative things. I've always loved drawing and painting. When I was younger, I would always be encouraged to make my own sort of Christmas cards, thank you cards, and it just sort of stuck. I started die cutting about 10 years ago, alcohol pen colouring about 10 years ago as well, so a little while now. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's just fabulous, so much fun. And there's always, the thing I love is there's always something new to try. There's always something to learn. It doesn't matter how long you've been crafting, there's always something new that you can be doing. So now we're going next to our next layer. So I've taken the next layer down in this die set and I've cut that out of our gorgeous silver card. So we're sort of alternating between our silver, our inked white layer, and then we're going to go back to our silver. Just that alternating your colours. You only need just the 2 colours. And it's going to give you a gorgeous effect. So if you've not got a lot of cardstock in your stash, perhaps you're new to crafting, you just want to give it a go, and you've not got all the colours of cardstock under the sun like some of us may very well do. When you're a little bit more of an advanced crafter, you tend to collect quite a few packs of cardstock, shall we say. But you can just use your 2 colours like we are here and still achieve something that's absolutely stunning and looks really special. So into the centre we're adding this smallest die within the set, cutting that same white cardstock with the same pink ink, and that gives us a really nice effect. And now that looks really quite nice, really quite special as an easel card. But what we're going to do is we're actually going to take it one step further. So all I've done is I've done exactly the same technique. Do you remember at the very start we took a piece of folded cardstock? It's a silver glitter. We folded it with the glitter on the inside and we ran our die through, just hanging that over the top ever so slightly, running that through our die cutting machine. When it came out of the other side of our Gemini Junior, what we did is we just folded that top section in half, and that gives us the start of our easel card. And here we're making a mini little easel.
I love how many different options you've got just in these sets. And you've got 6 times this. You imagine the combinations. I'm guessing, Lily, as well, there's elements that can be mixed and matched amongst them.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Right,
then.
okay.
Yeah. So you can be adding these centres from other die sets. They'll all work together perfectly. So they've been sized to work together. So you can use the more rectangular ones with the more square ones. You can mix and match all of them together so beautifully. I know our lovely Debbie Robinson did a fabulous craft along towards the end. I think it was one of our last masterclasses of the year, actually. She did a fabulous masterclass using these dies, and that's something she did. She mixed and matched the different sets and it works together so beautifully. So if you think you've got so many options within that die set.
And I guess it shows you the advantage of having the whole set of something. When you can interchange them, intersperse them, then you really do get the most amount of craftability out of them.
Absolutely.
And I mean, just by changing the colours and the textures, I reckon you could make the same card, in a different colour tone, and it looked completely different. So you think of the options you've got when it comes to playing around with it.
Absolutely. So you've got so many different options. Just doing exactly the same card in just a different colourway is going to give you a completely different effect. So like we say, just experiment, have a play around. A great thing to do when you get these dies home is just to cut loads of them out in your white cardstock, just your scrap card, and then just start playing around with your compositions. See how the different elements are going to mix and match together, and then get creating. And it's just so much fun. So we've added our sentiment onto that top section, and we're just adding a plain one of the ovals to the bottom section. I've added that one on flat just because that's going to stand onto there like so we don't need any extra dimension onto that bottom section. And then we're going to bring the 2 cards together. So this could be one large card and one smaller card, but we're actually going to bring the 2 together. So I'm taking the smaller one, I'm taking my red liner tape just because I'm sticking onto glitter card. And I want to make sure that I get a really strong bond onto there. We don't want this falling off. We don't want any mantelpiece peelers.
Oh no, well, mantelpiece pleasers.
Yeah, that's what we want. No peelers. All pleasers, no peelers.
Love it.
That's
the lovely Lynn says Lily is very inspiring with all of her gorgeous demos. She explains everything so well. She's calming and makes her demos easy to follow.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. So we've just added that small easel to the bottom of the big easel. Basically, our small easel is the stopper for our larger easel, like so. And then we're going to need a stopper for our small easel. So all we're going to do is we're going to take a little embellishment. I'm just going to get my hot glue gun. And we've taken this lovely little pink bow just to bring all the pink
cute.
together. It's a lovely bow, this, isn't it? And we've added a little, I say a little, quite a large gem to the centre just to bring that silver tone into this bow at the very bottom, just to make everything match together beautifully. We're going to add that on with our hot glue just for that instant grab onto there. We're not going to have to wait for that to dry. We're just going to sort of tease that around into position. We're going to finish it off, I think, let's finish it off with a few gems just to zhuzh it up a little bit and make it look really special and bring that silver onto our lovely layer of the white with the pink inking onto that. So adding our silver gems just to the centre of these flowers, and it almost feels like it has been designed to add your gems into the centre there, so it'd be rude not to follow suit with that. So blinging it up just a little bit onto that. And that is our double easel card, created really, really easy. An easy easel, not just an easel, a double easel created using our fabulous floral fretwork dies. But of course,
gorgeous.
You could be doing that with any of your die sets within this range. How about having the larger easel using one die set and then using another die set for the smaller easel? There's so many different options you've got when you're working with these fabulous decorative nesting dies. Absolutely gorgeous.
It looks almost like a vintage hand mirror or something.
Yes,
it's really
it does,
super
doesn't it?
cute. Yeah, really gorgeous. And again, remember what you're getting in there. You're getting 6 sets and the ability to interchange these as well, so you can really play around with how these look, which is fantastic. So you've got the floral lattice, which is this one just here. You've also got the resplendent rondure, the fancy filigree. This one here is the floral fretwork. You've got the entwined hearts, and you've also got the decadent hearts in there as well. $17.99 or $18.99 if you want to get your hands on those. Now, we also have a fantastic deal for you on the Ultimate Pro. So you're getting the Ultimate Pro itself, which is fantastic, with all the tools in there that you need, and you're getting the cardstock for free as well, which is fantastic. The whole thing is absolutely awesome. I mean, it's a real hero product of ours here at Crafters Companion. Let's put that clip back on there. And then what you'll also get is we're going to throw this amazing A3 cardstock, which is the perfect size really to be using with your Ultimate Pro. Double-sided this. It's the Snow White Hints of Silver, I believe. That is coming in there free of charge for you as well, which is fantastic. It's actually Fresh White, this one's called. If you're new to us here, hello, welcome, come on in. You may not have seen the Ultimate Pro before. Let's take a moment to share with you all the amazing things that this incredible machine can do.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools, all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation. Or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper size, you can fold anything, from basic bifold, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-out, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house, but to protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom-sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond-shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft tool box should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade, which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishment for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. The simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. The paper embellishment, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto special papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips.
If you haven't tried it yet, then definitely snap it up while you've got it on that deal with the free A3 cardstock as well. Let's move on. We're going to move on now, and I mean, look at the saving on this. 42.22 or 48.59 you save. You're only spending 22.73 or 26.16. So brilliant. And these are so much fun. These are all about making the inside of your card as fun as the outside of your card. We are of course talking about the shaped pop-out sentiment collection. There is a craft along on these as well over on the website, so you can go over there and craft along if you so wish. So you've got Happy Birthday, you've also got With Love, you will also get the Many Thanks, which is this one just here, and this one here just for you. Should be $12.99 each, these, and there's 6 of them. You do the math. Best Wishes is that one there as well. Really, really brilliant collection. There's 5 of them, sorry, not 6 of them. It says right there on the screen, Joe, can't you read? 18.18 or 20.93 if you want to get your hands on these. Lily, these are just brilliant, aren't they? A bit of fun. I think sometimes we don't really give a second thought, do we, to the inside of the card. When you think about it, you can do all the fabulous things on the outside. You could have just as much fun and creativity on the inside if you wanted to as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we love our crafting, so let's go to town. The outside, the inside of the card, the envelope, let's just decorate it all. Let's just have lots of crafty fun and make the inside of your cards just as special as the outside. And it's just great fun to be decorating every single surface that we possibly can.
Really is. Right, which one are you going to demo with, Lily?
Shall we go for Best Wishes?
Yes,
we've got such a lovely variety in the pack, so there's something for so many occasions, but I've chosen to go with the Best Wishes. We're going to show you how you can do something a little bit different with these dies rather than just popping them on the inside of your cards. No pun intended there with the popping them inside. Didn't even realise I did that.
If you want to go back and watch the craft along, by the 5th of April, I've just been informed. 5th of April last year.
I know we had a pop-ups masterclass at the end of last month. I think they might have featured on there. But yeah, craft along would be a brilliant one to look at. So what we're going to do is we're starting off with some of that cardstock that we've got in the Ultimate Pro bundle. And we've cut it down to size from the A3 cards. So we've cut it to 6 inches by 16.5. So 6 by 16.5. We've marked it at 3 inch from the top. We've just added a little tiny bit of a score line, just about 1 centimetre in, not all the way across. And then we've scored it again at 5.25 inches. Then another score line at 8.25, and our final score line is at 10.5 inches. So we're going to focus on this top little mark that we added onto there. So we didn't score all the way across. This is just going to help us position our die. And can you see on the die we've got these 2 little notches, one on either side. So we've got the top element there, and it's sort of split into 2 with the bottom element, and it's going to help us position our die. So we're going to get our low-tack tape. It's a definite must-have for when you're working with these dies, just to tape them into position. And we're going to line up those 2 notches with the lines either side. Just make sure that's nice and central onto there, and then getting some of your low-tack tape, an absolute must-have to make sure that this does not move at all when we send it through our die cutting machine. Now, these are smaller dies that will fit through your Gemini Junior. However, because of the size of our cardstock, when you're working on your bigger projects like this is, you will need your larger Gemini plates like we're using here. And all we're going to do is run that through. Wait for that to catch.
Have to check out the winter sale items today since it's the last day, says Rosalind Russell. Rosalind Russell, you are correct, it is the last day, and make sure you're snapping up those bargains. If you only checked the winter sale a little while back as well, you haven't checked it recently, remember we've been adding brand new products every day, so there might be a whole host of new stuff on there that you haven't even seen. I put some of my top picks on there, Ben's put his top picks on there as well. I know Craig highlighted some of his favourite items as well, so get yourself over to the winter sale area of the website and have a little look and snap up a last minute bargain. There's loads of great stuff on there, isn't there, Lily?
It's fabulous, I must say. I have had more than one little look into that fantastic winter sale, but you've not got long left, so definitely get yourself on there quick before the end of the day and snap up some bargains. Some of the prices on there are quite frankly ridiculous. It's the only way I can put it.
They absolutely are.
So I've run that through our die cutting machine, and can you see that pops out just like so, really, really easily. I don't know if you noticed, I actually paused the die cutting machine once I heard that it'd gone through and then reversed it back through, just because our cardstock is slightly, well, it's a fair bit longer than our A4 plates. And it just meant that by running through just that die cut piece, it means that I wouldn't have a mark at the bottom where it passed through the plates and the cardstock was hanging over the edge, because that can mark your cardstock where the plates end. So just by, once you've heard that it's gone through the die cutting machine, press your pause and you reverse and send it back through. And that's the beauty of using your Gemini. It just makes it so much easier that you've got that pause and reverse button onto there. I'm just going to pop my pieces out of my die cut. So it die cut beautifully, even though we were using that thicker A3 Centura pearl, that gorgeous fresh white, which just gives us a slightly more special effect. Rather than just using our bog standard white A3 card, why not give your cards that little touch of luxury just to make it look a little bit more special. So in terms of folding this, if we start off with our bottom score line, like so at this large section, we're going to fold that way, like so, and then the next one, we're going to fold it the other way, and then we're going to fold this way like so. And then with our best wishes, these two score lines in the middle, which was where we marked, we're going to fold them inwards in a valley fold, and that's just going to pop that element up like so. So it's really easy to create that fold. So if we view that from above, so you've got that sort of box at the bottom, and then that goes into that pop-up element at the top. But we're going to start to decorate that. So at this top section, we're going to add some pattern paper into here, just so that we've got a little bit of detail behind that pop-up element. So we're going to have that contrast between the white of the pop-out, and then we're going to have the pattern behind, just to make the words stand out so we can really read them and make something of them. So of course you can be using any coloured cardstock, any pattern cardstock that you've got in your collection.
I know where this is from, but the words fail me, Lily. And you know it's on the tip of your tongue.
Do you want me to give you? Shall I give you a clue?
Yeah.
It's two words. It's like anagrams again yesterday with Ben. Oh dear.
It's not everyday celebrations, is it?
No, the first word begins with C. Second word begins with T.
No, I'm lost now. I thought I knew it. Maybe I don't.
Second word is thoughts.
Caring thoughts.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah, I love
Clearly
this collection.
Didn't know it, did I?
You got there in the end.
I don't know. I don't think it was the pad I was thinking of. I think that's why.
Oh. Yeah.
You had anagrams. Oh, was it on paper last night?
Don't even talk about it.
Oh, they were really difficult, weren't they?
I was awake all night tossing and turning about it. Put it this way, it was horrendous.
Who won?
Who do you think?
I'm not very. I had a good. Is that the first one? Yeah, I've had a really unlucky run. I haven't won for ages.
I'm shocked.
I beat Sharon Callis. Did I beat Sharon? No, I didn't. I think I won last week. I'm just going to shut up now.
Sharon Callis, last time she was here was beginning of December, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It's quite a while ago.
It was a little while ago.
Yeah, I've not been very good recently though. I've lost a lot more often than I've won of late.
Oh dear. I mean, I was shocking. It was traumatic, but yeah. We'll not talk about that too much, shall we?
Fair enough.
So we've run this die through again with a piece of green cardstock this time. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our die cut, we're going to take a small piece of scissors, and we're just going to cut out the letters individually. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to paper piece these back onto our design on our card, just to make them stand out even more. We can see that when we layer this together, they do stand out quite nicely now that we've got that green onto there, but just to make them stand out even more, we're going to actually paper piece them back in. So you see you've got sort of the indentation of where the die has left that mark onto there. So it's really easy just to snip these out. So if you go through and cut all of your letters out. You can be using those on a separate project as just a separate alphabet, or you can be doing like we're going to be doing here and paper piecing them back on. So I've just gone ahead and I have cut all of these out just by hand.
I feel like this really elevates it, doesn't it, this extra step?
Doesn't it? It just makes it look so different. How about even adding some glitter to these letters? You could be cutting them in your glitter cards. You could even be adding some of your gilding flakes onto them to make them look really special. But it's a fairly quick thing to do. It's just one more die cut and a little bit of fussy cutting them out, but you're just sort of following the line, so it's not difficult at all. But it completely transforms this card and just makes it really stand proud. After all, we're sending our cards to actually say something, to put a message across, so let's make that sentiment really stand out on the card itself. But it's very easy to do this. I've just run these through my Xyron just so it's nice and quick, but you can be using your tacky glue on the back. Your fine tip glue applicator will be perfect for these, as they are fairly fine. They're not really fiddly and delicate at all. You're not going to struggle paper piecing these back together, but I definitely recommend a finer precision nozzle when you are sticking these together. So that's that all paper piece really quite easily onto there. Then to actually stick the card base together, my tape runner, I think it is out. Let's see if this one is working any better. So we get through so many in here, it's ridiculous.
I wonder how many meters we use a year.
Oh gosh, that would be
Can
scary.
you imagine? I reckon there's got to be a way of working it out. You know, we must be able to find out how many we've ordered from the warehouse.
Yeah.
In the last year.
Oh yeah, get it on a spreadsheet.
I won't ask poor Brent to sit down and work that out.
Yeah, he might not be.
He's got enough on his plate at the moment.
Yeah, he might not enjoy that task as much as we would, and I think it might be quite scary as to how many we get through. If you are slightly,
I'd be interested to see like how many miles it was and how far it would stretch from Newton Aycliffe, how far you could go in each direction.
That would be fabulous.
That would be good to know, wouldn't it?
So we're going to line this up with the top edge of our card blank, and because we do want this lined up perfectly, if you want to add a little bit of tacky glue just to the back of that tape runner that we've added onto there, then that's going to give you a bit of wiggle room, but I'm risking it for a biscuit, and I think I've lined that up not too badly. We only added our glue onto that section around there. If we would have added any onto there, then we would have had a flat card and it would have been a little bit sad. We want our lovely pop-up element. So that is that onto there, and just to finish that off, let's add a couple of lovely little butterflies onto there just to finish it off, just to add a little bit more detail on this top section here. It's looking ever so slightly bare compared to the lovely lower piece, so we've got that gorgeous organza bow onto there. So I'm going to add a couple of these butterflies, just die cut using some of that lovely pink paper, and then again that ties the pink from that bottom section of the card up to the top card, so everything is working together really seamless. It's not like two disjointed card, it's one full card that all flows together really beautifully. And let's add the other one, I think, onto there, just like so, using our tacky glue. And I'm just adding glue to the centre of the body of the butterfly so that the wings can sort of fly free, just like so. And when we pop that up, just reinforce all those score lines just to make sure that it pops up absolutely perfectly, like so. That gives you really easily, let's move that out of the way so we can see it, gives us really easily that really different pop-up box style card.
Lily, all of your demos today have been absolutely off the chart incredible. And apparently I'm hearing in the gallery they were absolutely equally as amazing yesterday as well.
Oh, thank you so much. It's just,
I mean, it's going to be I mean, you've done an amazing job. Barbara says, maybe not good to know, but it would be interesting. Corporate may demand a decrease in use. I think they might. I don't think so. No. Lily's colour combinations are beautiful, says Fred. And the lovely Lynn Harvey says those anagrams yesterday were tricky. Someone really needs to have words with Liam.
Don't worry. First thing tomorrow morning, I'll be there.
You should send him a strongly worded email.
Oh, I'll be marching down to the office. Yeah, there's no email. We're going straight down there. Me and Ben.
Me and the lads.
Yeah, we're going straight down there.
What sort of stuff were they? Can you give me an example?
Colour families.
Oh,
was one of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was traumatic, to put it lightly.
Right, let's go through then what you're getting through again. The different sentiments. Remember, you've got happy birthday, You've also then got, of course, as well, With Love, which is this one here. Many Thanks, and again, they're so dimensional. I love the fact that they're kind of like tiered as well. Really gives them a sort of really lovely effect. Just For You, which is this one here, and then also you've got this one, which is Best Wishes there. You can say $22.73 or $26.16 is your price on those ones. Right, $18.18, $20.93 if you're a platinum member. Let me share with you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out. It's super busy over on the website at the moment. Whilst you do that, here's all the details of US delivery.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. We're also upgrading delivery services for our Gold and Platinum Club Inspire members who will now receive priority delivery on all of their orders. And if that wasn't enough, we've upgraded these orders to our new Express 3 to 7 day service. Your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
We do create every day. Mischief, mayhem, pandemonium. Sometimes we even make cards as well, which is fabulous. We're going to look next at one of my favourite die collections we've launched in recent times, actually. These word edgeables. And what I love about them is they are an edgeable. They're kind of like a creator card and an edgeable together because they have got so much detail packed into each one of the designs. The other great thing though is because they are edgeables, it means you can do all of those awesome edgeable techniques that you've already been doing. The great thing about them is as well that you don't really need much else because the sentiment is cut right in there. Now you can either cut them into your concept card or you can actually cut them out as a topper panel. So you've loads of options for these. You've got 6 really usable sentiments as well. So you've got special friend, on your special day. This one's here is congrats you did it, with all my love. You'd also get just for you, and you get happy birthday. Love it, they've all got very, very different designs around the wording too. You do also get the Centura Pearl Solar Gold. It's very classy that, isn't it? Do you know what it reminds me of? It's like a supercar you'd see in the United Arab Emirates or something like that. You know, you see a Lamborghini in gold or something. It is very, very classy. Lots and lots of love still coming in for Lily as well. Mary Pat says, save the show is automatic when I see that Lily is demonstrating. What a lovely thing to say. Lily says, Lily's demos all weekend have been fantastic. She is a fabulous talent. And Ella says, I have to say, I really love the cards Lily is making. They are absolutely beautiful. They really are, aren't they, Eleanor? Right, these are amazing. These are big dies, these, aren't they, Lily?
They are. They're chunky dies,
chunky,
aren't
that's what they are, yes.
Absolutely fabulous. So the one I'm going to work with to start with is the With All My Love. And this is 5 by 8 inches by 3.6 inches. So it's a chunky bit of metal, is that?
Chunky.
Look at the size of that. And we're going to actually cut this into a box. So I started off with a piece of that white cardstock that you get in your Ultimate Pro deal. I've cut it down to 9 by 8 inches and I've scored it at a depth of 1 1/4. And this is for the lid for my box. And I'm taking this die, the With All My Love, and definitely get some of your low tack tape just to tape this into position so that we know it's not going to move when we run it through our die cutting machine. I'm going to add some tape just to the top and to the bottom just to make sure that that's not going to move at all when we run that through our die cutting machine. Now I'm using my larger Gemini plates just because I've got a larger piece of cardstock that I'm running through the die cutting machine. Like we say, it is 8 inches by 9 inches. And we're going to run that through and just get that cut out like so. So passing that through, and then when it comes out the other side, what we're going to see is we've got absolutely gorgeous detail die cut into there. So one pass through our die cutting machine using our fabulous fresh white Centura Pearl cardstock, and just ease the die off. Don't go in sort of all guns blazing and really tear that off, because you do have so much detail onto there. You just want to be really gentle and just sort of prise it off one side at a time, and do use your pokey tool. Does make your life a lot easier. Don't make your life harder for yourself than you need it to be. And just start at one edge and then just peel that back. You'll find once you've sort of caught that, it'll all come back a lot easier, and you can peel that from the die. But do use those release holes that we've got on the back, and that'll just peel off from your die like so. And we can see we've got that cut out absolutely beautifully. There's just a few pieces we've got to poke out. They are all cut, but we just need to poke a few bits out of that, and then that's that cut beautifully. Then all I've done is I've taken, you can use a craft knife or you can use a pair of scissors if you prefer. I've just cut out in a frame that top element. So I've run my craft knife along in a rectangle just along there, just to cut away this piece of the box, and that's going to give me this section like this. So we've got a sort of a frame in that top element. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of acetate and we're going to add this to the inside of our box, just like so. So we're going to be using some of our red liner tape. Like we were saying earlier, it's the perfect adhesive to be using with your acetates. And if you hadn't noticed already, yes, I do absolutely love my acetate. It gives you so many fabulous effects. It just gives you a little bit of something different when you're creating your cards or your boxes. It just gives you can sort of create those floating effects which look absolutely fabulous.
Makes it almost sturdy as well, doesn't it?
It does, yes. So we could have done a box with an aperture without our acetate, but it wouldn't be anywhere near as strong. But for what we're going to be doing with this project, we definitely need some acetate onto there, as we will see as we move along with this project. So I'm using quite nice thin red liner tape onto there. And I did forget about one element that I'm going to do first before I do that, is I'm actually going to add a slight drop shadow. So I've cut the same die out again in my some of my luxury purple cardstock. So I'm going to add a drop shadow. So I'm using my dotty tape runner just onto the back of there. It's perfect for all your detailed die cuts. And it's just going to add our adhesive just where we want it, not where we don't want it. I tend to work with a piece of scrap paper underneath, just like so. And then I'm going to add our drop shadow onto here, just the same way we did earlier at the very start of the show with our layering delicate panel dies, which is a little bit of a mouthful, especially at this time on a Sunday evening.
Yeah, I think we get to this point on a Sunday. I think we're struggling, aren't we?
The words
Not struggling,
are going.
but
struggling with the words.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Apparently, there's football on, American football, and that's what everyone's chatting about in the comments right now.
Interesting.
Do you know the problem with American football, Lily? I can't ever see the ball.
Oh no!
Because they all run at each other, don't they? When they haven't got the ball, you never know which one's got it.
Yeah, I mean, I've not watched a lot of American football. No.
It was on last night on the TV when I got into bed. Well, before I got into bed, and I was thinking, I have no idea what's going on.
No, I like a bit of English football. I do like a bit of that, but
Who do you support?
I'm a Sheffield United fan.
Sheffield United.
I know we're playing today, but I've not seen the score, so I am a little bit concerned.
Oh dear. Do you want to know?
I hear Johnny in my ear is making me worry, but yeah, go on. Did we get beat by Wolves?
Johnny, what was the score? Oh, they got beat 3-0, I'm afraid.
Dear.
By whom?
Wolves.
By Wolves.
Wolverhampton. Oh dear. Well.
Oh well, you win some, you lose some. It's taking part that counts, apparently.
Do you know what? It's a lot easier to do crafting, isn't it? It's a lot less heartache. That's for sure.
I didn't have you pinned as a football fan, I must say, Lily.
Yeah, I do like a bit of football. Don't mind my sports, definitely. So we're adding our acetate into there like so. So we've added in our lovely purple drop shadow that just elevates that. If we put it against some white, you can see what difference that drop shadow makes onto there. And we've added our acetate behind. We're going to add a few panels just to the side of the box now, just to bring in a little bit of design to the sides of our box, just to stop it being plain. We want to bring in that lovely design. So I've taken some of my lovely pattern papers. This is, I think it's one of the older Nature's Garden pads. I think it is called Beautiful Butterflies, if I remember rightly. But of course you can be using any of your pattern papers that you've got at home. And I've edged that with exactly the same purple mirror cardstock. That's from the luxury cardstock packs that I'm sure you'll find on the website. You get glitter, matte mirror card and your proper shiny mirror card all within those packs, so they're absolutely brilliant for all your different finishes when it comes to your crafting. But it just gives it that touch of shine, just makes it look a little bit more special by adding our mats and layers with our lovely mirror card. Just a nice thin matte layer just to bring out that little bit of shine. And we're adding these onto the sides of our box. Like I did say earlier when we were making our box using the lovely Enchanted Dreams collection, I find it easier to decorate the box when it's flat, apart from any really 3D embellishments that I might add after it's been built. But all my panels I prefer to stick down once the box is flat, so it just makes it a little bit easier before you've actually built the box. So that's the lid, mainly done. Mainly, I say we've got a little bit of a surprise at the end that we're going to add in. Yeah.
I love a surprise.
Oh yeah, it might involve chunky glitter.
Chunky.
Oh yeah. So the very bottom of the box, we've scored it using our Ultimate Pro once again. So we're using the cardstock that we get within the bundle and the Ultimate Pro itself. So it does go together really, really nice. It's nice to have your A3 cardstock because you can be making your larger format cards and bigger boxes like we are doing here. Just to finish off the inside of the box, because we have got that acetate window, we're going to add some of this pattern paper to the inside of the box, and we've just matted and layered it. Again, it's the same pattern paper with the same matte and layer on the purple mirror.
Curian's asking what my sweater size is. She wants to send me a Seattle Seahawks sweater.
Oh,
Result.
lovely.
I love that. I think I'm a large at the moment, I would say. Yeah.
Sounds lovely and cosy, nice sweater.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, fabulous.
I've been looking at, I'm really desperate this year to get a faraway holiday. This is the international sign for faraway holiday, by the way, because that's flying, going far and then landing again. Potentially, probably with palm trees and the sun.
Yeah, definitely.
With a little drink. Yeah, I thought about maybe going to the States.
Oh, I've never been. I'd love to
I was looking
go.
again the other day. I was meant to go to LA and San Francisco last year in May, and it obviously didn't happen. We were going to do a little meet and greet, weren't we, with some of our Californian viewers. It was going to be amazing.
How fabulous would that be?
Yeah, it didn't happen. But I'm really hoping that maybe this year will be the year that I get to the States.
I'd love to go. I'd absolutely love to go. It'd be brilliant if we could have a meet and greet with some of our fabulous US crafters.
Yeah, it was going to happen. We were on the cusp of organising it when we realised that we were just getting around to the sort of making plans when me and a tailor I'd been speaking to about it in the office. We'd spoken about it and said it was a great idea, and then it was around sort of January, February time, and then we started to realise that it probably wasn't going to happen, unfortunately.
shame.
But it will happen one day soon.
That would be absolutely fabulous, I think. Just to
we need to add it to
meet
the
and greet.
crafting cruise, which we're going to organise, obviously.
Oh, yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, and the tour of every single state in a crafty camper van with a few of us as well. That we need to organise that too. So a lot of planning to make when COVID does one.
We've got quite a busy year lined up by the sounds of it, haven't we? It's going to be absolutely fabulous if this all comes off. Yeah, love that. So that's the base of our box with our pattern paper on the inside. But let's bring back in our lid to the box. So I said we're going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to take this. I've got another piece of acetate. I'm going to take some of my foam on a roll.
Foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll, foam on a roll. Hey.
There we go. It had to be done. And I'm just going to add this around the edge of this piece, just like so. So nice, fairly thin foam that we use in here. And we're going to add that onto there, just like so. Just going to check the size of my piece of acetate, just to make sure that that's going to cover that foam okay. Yeah, we should be about all right there. And then we're going to add some more foam to the top and bottom of our box. So I don't want any gaps where I am adding my foam. I want it to be nice and contained on there, like so. Just check how much room I've got at the bottom. Yeah, should be all right.
Going to have lots of incoming team merchandise at this rate, which sounds rather fabulously, doesn't it? I could dress up every day as a different team at this rate.
It'd be brilliant, that, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, I wonder what teams we're going to get. This is exciting.
Yeah, I'm being inundated with them. I am more than happy to be inundated with them.
Yeah. I mean, I've never watched it, but I'd be quite happy to support a team.
I don't follow a lot of sport, I must say, but I do like sports apparel.
Yeah.
Is it apparel or apparel?
Apparel, I'd say, but if we're feeling fancy.
Apparel. No, I like a rugby shirt and a golfing jacket. Sorry, Lily. Sorry.
That's all right.
Apparel.
Apparel.
That's it. Thank you.
That thing. So we've added our foam tape all around the edge. I'm just slightly concerned that I've not popped enough in that particular corner, so I'm just going to reinforce that there because we don't want any gaps at all, because we're actually going to create a shaker box. So bringing in our lovely glitter. Oh, chunky glitter. Look at that. Couldn't you just watch that all day long? Oh, gorgeous. So we've added our foam.
Do you remember was there a TV advert that was like, oh, chunky monkey?
Yeah, was it PG Tips?
Was it PG Tips?
PG Tips, yeah, I think with Johnny Vegas.
That's what it reminds me. Oh, monkey, chunky monkey.
Chunky, yeah. Brilliant, but we're adding some of our glitter to the centre. We want plenty in there because we want a nice amount, nice full shaker. There's nothing worse than a sort of pathetic, feeble little shake with just a few bits of glitter. It's a bit sad, isn't it, really? You could even be adding a few Gilding Flakes into there. I think we have managed to pick up a few Gilding Flakes along the way, but that's just going to add to the effect. It's going to add even more interest into our lovely shaker box. Then we're taking our second piece of acetate, and we're just going to take our time lining this up, and we're going to get all the glitter being all static and sticking onto there, but we're not going to worry about that too much. We're just going to line that up until we've got that onto there, and we're happy with that. We're going to stick it down just like so, and that's going to form our shaker. And hopefully we've got no gaps in our foam, because we'll find out in a minute if we have, because we'll have a leaky shaker.
You leave a little trail of glitter wherever you go.
Well, I think, let's be honest, I think after all the glitter I've used over the weekend, I will be already.
Probably going to happen, yeah.
Yeah, so a little bit more is no hardship at all. So what we're going to do to finish this off, we need to actually build the box itself. So we're just going to reinforce those score lines that we popped in earlier using our fantastic Ultimate Pro. Reinforcing those score lines just to build our box. I'm just making sure that's really, really well pressed down so that we're not going to have any leaky shakers onto there. So just press that down, and then we're going to be adding some of our adhesive onto our tabs of our box. This is our box lid, of course. So I'm using my tape runner, not only for speed, but because, oh, if it comes out, it will be for speed. It's not. So I'm going to go back to my red liner tape, which is waiting for me here.
Does it sometimes struggle to adhere to like the pearlescent card?
It's usually okay, actually.
Okay.
I think it might be on its way out, because it does usually it sticks even your more tricky cardstocks, as we like to think of them. It's perfect 'cause it's so strong, but if it doesn't come out, it's not quite so good. So we're going back to the red liner, which is perfect for your boxes because it is, like we were saying earlier, such a strong adhesive, which is what we need.
Just a quick question from Jane. Lily,
Yeah.
what glue did you use to stick paper or card onto Miri card? I always struggle.
I find my all-purpose works quite well, but if you are struggling, have a go with your tape pens. That tends to work for me, or even your tacky glue. But just have a little experiment, find what works. But I do tend to use my all-purpose, and I don't really have any problems with that at all. But when I stuck those layers earlier, I used my tape runner, and when I stuck that drop shadow earlier, as you saw, I used my dotty tape runner. So you can see that they work really nicely for sticking that as well.
Fabulous.
So the final bit is just to stick all these tabs together to build the lid of our box, just exactly the same as we did when we created our box base at the beginning of the demo. And I'm worried that we're going to have a leaky shaker, but we shall see. We'll find out soon enough.
Leaky shaker sounds so funny.
Leaky shaker. It sounds like an awful medical condition, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Oh, doctor, I've got a leaky shaker. Oh dear. It's not good. And that is going to be the lid of our box. I'm just going to reinforce those score lines a little bit more just to make sure that's nice, got a nice sharp crease onto there. And then all we're going to do is add our lid and box base together. This is where you find out if you've scored on the right lines as to whether you've scored on the box base and the box lid lines. Have I? I should have done. Yeah. It's just going to fit this together. This is quite a snug fit, I think, because my tabs aren't stuck down completely fully. I'm just going to turn that over, just like so, and that's going to, it is going to, definitely, it's going to do it.
I just cut the whole corner.
Do you know
off
what
it,
I think I've done? I think I have.
Have you got your base as your
I've
top?
done my
and your top
lid and my base as exactly the same. I think I've used the same piece. But
Why
I'm not
don't we just
100%
say
sure.
it was a loose cover, not a box?
Yep. Oh! I'm not sure. Are we going to fit? The thing is, it's really, really close. There, it's going to fit.
Yeah,
it might never
there we
be
are.
coming off, but it's fitted. Yeah, I was telling it was going to fit. There we go. It was going to fit, but we've got a lovely shaker box onto there. When your lid does fit, what I think I did do is I actually scored both of them for the lid or the base side. So you need to make sure when you're using your Ultimate Pro that you score one on your lid side, one on your box side, and always mark which one is your lid and which one's your box. Then you won't have any little slip-ups like I might have had here, but we've managed to get it to fit together by hook or by crook.
Absolutely, we have. I love it. It's Lily's last demo of the weekend. She's like, definitely going to make this fit. It's
Yes.
definitely going to go in there.
You are going to fit.
Let me recap then those sentiments that you've got in there. So you've got special friend, which is this one here. You've also got on your special day. Congrats, you did it. With all my love. This one here is just for you. And you've also got happy birthday in there as well. And you've got that solar gold cardstock as well. Rainbow Obsidian says, we need to get you some Canadian leaf apparel. I nearly said it wrong again then. Apparel. Chunky Monkey is a flavour of ice cream in is apparently, according to Fred. Sounds like a delicious flavour of ice cream. Betsy, is it? Is it a Ben & Jerry's one?
Yeah, it is.
Thought it was. Betsy wants to know if I prefer hoodies or regular sweaters. I'm not a fussy. Like a hoodie, I like a regular sweater. Guess I quite like a hoodie. Anyway, do we need to start voting, said Joanne? Jan, yes, we blooming do need to start voting. I think we should, don't you, Lily? Let's do that demo of the show,
I think we're going to have to, aren't we? So let's take it right back to the start. It feels like ages ago we did this, but we started off with our lovely our box that we created using the Sarah Signature Enchanted Dreams collection. So that's number 1. Number 2, we then went to our lovely delicate layering panel dies and we created that fabulous dome card. That is our number 2. Number 3, I believe was this one, wasn't it? Our double easel. I can barely remember which order they went in. That's our double easel created using those fabulous decorative interlace dies. Number 4 is our pop-up that we created using the fabulous Best Wishes die. And finally, the shaker box that was going to fit together, whether it wanted to or not, was our final demo, number 5. So
Amazing.
1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, get your votes in.
Right, we've got 3 minutes and we're going to have to do demo of the day. So I'm going to again recap the details of the Ultimate Pro. Remember, you're getting the A3 Centura, giving away A3 Centura Pearl cardstock. I mean, we've lost our minds, haven't we? I bet Simon doesn't know. Right, let's take a moment then and recap the details or the features of this incredible Ultimate Pro.
The Ultimate Crafter's Companion is an all-in-one compact carry case which is going to allow you to score, measure, trim, emboss and embellish. The case incorporates 10 vital paper crafting tools all rolled into one lightweight and portable product. If you're crafting at home, this makes a great workstation. Or the carry case design allows you to easily pack up everything you need for crafting on the move. With the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make hundreds of different cards in all shapes and sizes. Working with standard card and paper size, you can fold anything, from basic bifold, trifolds and gatefold cards, right up to pop-out, jump-up cards, or even more complex keepsake books. Simply rest your cardstock against the carefully calculated grid lines, read off the desired size, and use one of the specially designed scoring tools to create an accurate and very professional crease. Every card needs an envelope, and with the Ultimate Crafter's Companion, you can make envelopes in any shape and size to match all your handmade cards. Package your delicate craft projects in colour-coordinated matching envelopes, and add a professional finishing touch. No longer will you be restricted to making cards to correspond with ready-made envelope sizes. With hundreds of possible size combinations, your imagination is the limit. And for those really special dimensional cards, you can create 3D box envelopes to not only house, but to protect your handmade card creations. Create your own boxes in any shape and size, from a matchbox right up to a shoebox. All of the calculating and measuring has been taken care of for you, so you can simply follow the guide and create custom-sized boxes which fit together perfectly. Triangular, hexagonal, diamond-shaped boxes are all possible, as well as your regular boxes. You can also create specialised exploding boxes or expanding boxes too. You can even make your own favour boxes for those special occasions. Any craft tool box should include a paper trimmer, and when you're crafting on the go with the Ultimate Paper Crafting Tool, you'll need a paper trimmer at your fingertips. The integrated trimmer stores inside the tool and clips into place for easy access. The ergonomically designed cutting mouse holds a standard size blade, which is very easy to replace. Create delicate embellishment for your paper crafting projects with the integrated bow maker. The simple 6-step process will allow you to create perfect bows in an instant. For paper embellishment, you can use the decorative embossing shapes which are featured throughout the board. Emboss onto special papers, vellums or even acetate to create your own intricate toppers. Everything you need comes included with the tool and stores inside for easy access. Each unit includes a full colour instruction book, cutting mouse and ruler, the bow making pegs and 2 specially designed scoring and embossing tools. Whether you're crafting on the move or using this as a complete workstation at home, the Ultimate Crafter's Companion provides you with all the tools you need at your fingertips.
The amazing Ultimate Pro there. We're going to have to be really quick with this vote because we've got the card of the week to do. So do you want to go for number 1, which was from the masterclass, or number 2 from Second Chance Sunday? Number 1, number 2. You've got like 1 minute to vote because in the next minute or 2 we need to get the card of the week in. Let's just do recap a couple of deals whilst you get those votes in. Let's start with these. The layering delicate panel dies are these ones just here. So make sure you grab a hold of these. Don't forget you're getting that Nina cardstock included in there as well, which is fantastic. 3508 or 4360 if you want to go for those. Next up, we have the Interlace was the next one we had. Well, these are fantastic. 6 amazing dies here for you, die sets, I should say. And the great thing about these is that you can interchange them as well, which is fantastic. So you're getting lots of metal for your money in there. 56.79, 64.79 if you want to get those as a platinum member. We also have the everyday creator cards available for you as well, which is fantastic. Make sure you grab a hold of these. These are the danglers, as I like to call them. Really cool. They're kind of like a creator card, but with a bit of an edgeable in there as well. 93.69, 110.70. We've also got the centerpiece creator cards as well for you. 8 different designs there. 47.95 or 62.16. Right, the winner, no surprise, is number 2 is your winner for card of the day. We're now going to do card of the week. Let's start with this one. Can't remember whose it is.
Monday
Craig's
Makers,
from Monday Makers, so you can go for that one. Or you can go for Debbie Robinson's from Launch Party. You've got this one, which was quite the undertaking. From this was from Michelle in her craft along, which has this bit that sort of opens up like this, and then you slide that bit down there, and then this one opens up like that. And it was really quite the undertaking, and then it's got this magnetic bit that sits on the front of there as well. I mean, that was really awesome. We've also got Becky's from Softer Side, which are these ones just here on Friday. And then we had, where's Wednesdays then? That was Thursday. We're definitely missing one. Oh no, Wednesdays was this one, Craft Along with Becky. The flowers are looking a little worse for wear. Imagine, Becky, I'm sorry, imagine the flowers were really lovely, full, lush and full of life and vitality. So that one's Wednesdays. Fridays was Becky's. Let me just, I've made this confusing, I'll do it again. Number 1, number 2, number 3, Craft Along, no. 1, 2, 3, let's call them that 3. This will be 4, this will be 5, and then we'll have 6 as Lily's and 7 as Lily's as well. Get voting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7. You've got a minute to cast your vote, which is fantastic. So let's run you through then a couple more of those deals that we've got available for you on the show. Vintage Diaries is this one just here, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a really lovely collection, this, from our cartload show. Check out the whacking great savings, 67.89 or 84.41. If you want to get your hands on that one right there. We also had those amazing pop-outs for you as well. They were fantastic, really fun, great for making the inside of your card as exciting as the outside of your card as well. So do grab a hold of those. And we also have the everyday words as well, which are these ones just here, 59.99 or 71.99 there as well. Linny says, Joe, I thought you were taking care of those flowers and watering them. Linny, I was off for 2 days. I left them in the care of Ben, and look what's happened to them. I did forget to tell him that he had to take care of them, by the way. We're just waiting for the result for the card of the week to come in at the moment. We've got the Ultimate Pro on the show. Do you have one of these, Lily? Do you use it? Because it blows my mind the amount of things that it does in such a small, compact piece of kit.
It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Of course I've got one. I've had mine for absolutely years, and I've got the same one that I got years and years and years ago. You don't need to replace it. It's going to be with you in your crafty life absolutely forever, as long as you look after it. There's so much you can do with it. I think we talk about 10 functions with the Ultimate Pro, but there's so many more than that. You've got all your card shapes, so I use it every single day when I'm crafting to create my card bases, whether it's just a simple card fold or even when I'm doing my really more complex different concept cards when I'm crafting. I know that my Ultimate Pro is going to be absolutely perfect for that. If I'm creating my boxes, as long as I use the right side of the scoreboard, and remember my box lid and my box base are two separate things, it makes your boxes really easily. Your envelopes, your envelope boxes, there's even a paper trimmer in there. And I have to say, a function of the Ultimate Pro that I use pretty much every time that I craft as well is that handy little bow maker. I think sometimes we forget about it, but it is really useful as well. So there's just so many functions to Ultimate Pro. For it being a fairly small small little piece of equipment at a really, really reasonable price. It's an absolute must-have, and it's one of those that you use every single day when you're crafting. You've just got to have it in your crafty stash.
Yeah, it is amazing the amount of different things it does. The card of the week is Michelle's Craft Along. Has one card of the week. Let me sort of hell out. No, oh, wrong way. There we go. Yes, I think it was absolutely excellent. Very well-deserving winner. Right, Lily, it's been a pleasure to spend the day with you. So much love for you in the comments. It was an absolute pleasure to get to spend all 3 shows with you again today. It's been absolutely fabulous. Thank you so much, everyone who's watched at home. I've had such a brilliant day. Thank you for all your lovely comments. It's been absolutely great to share it with you guys at home, and you, Joe, too. It's been brilliant. It really, really has. Ben, Craig and Andrew here will wake up call tomorrow, midday in the UK, 7 a.m. East Coast. Don't miss that. It's a launch tomorrow as well. Ooh. Year of Craft 6, Ben and Jan, be there, be square. And then Ben and Andrew will be up for Monday Makers tomorrow evening as well. Big thanks to the team next door in the gallery, Charlotte and Johnny. Big thanks to Jake as well out the back. It's been a pleasure. Biggest thanks, of course, always to you. We're on a bit of a funny shift rotation at the evening, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday. Take care.